Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We are going to address a series of questions. One of the questions is, we all know that Rama is the Supreme Lord, but who are Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrughna? So let's go to Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd Canto, 7th chapter, 23rd verse. In the purport, it is mentioned, Lord Rama is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his brothers, namely Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrughna, are his plenary expansions. All four brothers are Vishnu Tattva and were never ordinary human beings. There are many unscrupulous and ignorant commentators on Ramayana who present the younger brothers of Lord Ramachandra as ordinary living entities. But here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the most authentic scripture on the science of Godhead, it is clearly stated that his brothers are his plenary expansions. Originally, Lord Ramachandra is the incarnation of Vasudeva, Lakshmana is the incarnation of Sankarshana, Bharata is the incarnation of Pradyumna, and Shatrughna is the incarnation of Aniruddha, the expansions of the personality of Godhead. Lakshmiji Sita is the internal potency of the Lord and is neither an ordinary woman nor the external potency incarnation of Durga. Durga is the external potency of the Lord and she is associated with Lord Shiva. So this is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7.23. So now let's see what Valmiki Ramayana has to say. In the 16th sarga or chapter of Balakand, the Devatas request the Supreme Lord Vishnu to assume the form of a human being and destroy Ravana in a war. And listening to the prayers of his devotees, the Supreme Lord decides to be born as the sons of King Dashrath. It's mentioned in 1:16:8. Canto 1, that's Balakand, Sarga 16, verse number 8. Iti etat vachanam shrutva suranam Vishnu atmavan pitaram rochayamasa tada dasharatham nripam. So he, on hearing the speech of the Devatas, said that way he, the kind Lord Vishnu, then chose Dasharatha as his father in the human world. It is also mentioned that Bharata was born the day after Rama was born. So Rama was born on Chaitra Masa, Punarvasu Nakshatra. Bharata was born on Pushya Nakshatra, which is the next day. And Lakshmana and Shatrughna were born in the Ashleshya Nakshatra, which is the very next day. And 11 days after the birth of all the four brothers, their naming ceremony took place. And it's mentioned in multiple places that whenever Lakshmana is angry, he hissed like a snake because he is the avatara of Sankarshana or Adisesha. And in one of the chapters in Yuddhakand, when Ravana appears for the very first time on the battlefield, he throws a spear on Lakshman, and Lakshmana remembers that he is Vishnu Tattva and he heals himself. So this is not one of the times when Hanuman had to go to the Himalayas and bring the herbal mountain. This is Lakshmana proving that he doesn't need Hanuman to help him out. He's completely self-satisfied and he is more than capable of healing himself. We're going to discuss this in greater detail later on, but Valmiki specifically uses the term Vishnu Tattva and says that Lakshmana remembered that he is Vishnu Tattva and he healed himself. So this is a wonderful potency of the Lord. And at the very end in Yuddhakand, after the coronation ceremony of the Lord has been conducted, and we are more into the Falashruti section of the scripture, At that time, Valmiki says that Priyate Satatam Rama Sahi Vishnu Sanatanaha Adidevo Mahabahu Hari Narayana Prabhu Sakshad Ramo Raghushreshta Sesho Lakshmana Uchite. So Sesho Lakshmana Uchite, that means that Lakshmana is known as Sheshnag or Sesha. And so from these things, it should be fairly obvious that all the four brothers are the incarnations of Lord Vishnu. And it is also mentioned by Lord Rama himself that he considers his brothers to be more important to him than his own life. And in the 18th chapter of Balakant, which describes the birth and the youth of the Lord, Valmiki very clearly says that Rama does not eat or sleep without Lakshman. And he was completely fond of Lakshman. In Ayodhya Kand, Rama calls Lakshman as Dvitiya Antar Atma, my second inner self. And so there are multiple examples sprinkled throughout Valmiki Ramayana where the bond between Rama and Lakshman, Bharata and Shatrugna, and the bond between the four brothers are exemplified. And if we love Rama, we need to go by his wishes. And it's just as simple as that. And Rama considers his brothers to be more important than himself. And we will also consider the brothers to be just as important as Lord Rama himself. Hari Bol.